Darius I and the Codification of Persian Laws. Also known as Darius the Great, ruled the Achaemenid Persian Empire from 522 BCE to 486 BCE, overseeing the empire at the height of its territorial and administrative expansion. His reign marked a transformative period for Persian governance, particularly through the codification and standardization of laws. Unlike earlier rulers who relied primarily on customary law or regional autonomy, Darius sought to systematize governance to maintain unity across his vast and culturally diverse empire. This codification not only reinforced political stability, but also contributed to the long-term endurance of Persian administration. Context of Achaemenid rule. The Achaemenid Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great in the mid-6th century BCE, was distinguished by its unprecedented territorial extent, stretching from the Indus Valley in the east to the Aegean Sea in the west. The empire incorporated diverse peoples with varying traditions, religions, and legal practices. This diversity presented a challenge. How could one central authority maintain order and legitimacy over such heterogeneity? Darius' solution was administrative sophistication, particularly through law codification and standardization. Before Darius, Persian governance relied heavily on the principle of local autonomy under imperial oversight. Provinces, known as satrapies, were allowed to retain their traditional customs and local leaders. While this flexible system enabled rapid expansion, it often led to inconsistencies in justice, taxation, and governance. Darius recognized that a more formal legal framework was necessary to prevent regional abuse of power, standardize administration, and ensure loyalty to the throne. The nature of Persian law under Darius. Persian law during Darius's reign was not a single written code akin to Hammurabi's code. Rather, it was a codified yet flexible system combining central decrees with local customary law. The king's edicts carried the authority of divine sanction, reflecting the Achaemenid concept of far, the sacred royal charisma believed to guarantee just rule. In practice, this meant that while local laws could persist, they were subject to overarching royal principles designed to ensure fairness, equity, and protection of property and life across the empire. Achaemenid law under Darius included several key characteristics. 1. Royal edicts and decrees. Darius issued proclamations concerning taxation, land rights, trade regulations, and military obligations. These edicts were often inscribed on stone or clay tablets and distributed to satraps and city officials. The inscriptions demonstrate a sophisticated awareness of legal clarity and accessibility, seeking to make the law comprehensible to provincial administrators. 2. Protection of property and contracts. Property rights were central to Persian law, reflecting the empire's agrarian and mercantile economy. Contracts, particularly for trade, marriage, and land transactions, were legally binding. Darius's codification reinforced these rights, providing mechanisms for dispute resolution through appointed judges or local councils. 3. Integration of local legal traditions. While the king's decrees established uniform principles, Darius allowed local customs to coexist, especially in areas of personal law, religious practice, and inheritance. For example, in Babylon and Egypt, existing legal institutions were preserved, with local judges interpreting royal edicts in the context of traditional practices. This pragmatic approach balanced imperial authority with cultural sensitivity. 4. Administrative oversight. Darius implemented a sophisticated bureaucratic system to enforce laws. Each satrapy was overseen by royal inspectors known as the king's eyes and ears, ensuring compliance with legal and fiscal obligations. This system reduced corruption, enhanced accountability, and reinforced the perception of the king as the ultimate guarantor of justice. Codification and royal inscriptions. One of the most visible manifestations of Darius's legal reforms was the use of inscriptions. The Behistun inscription, carved into a cliff in modern-day Iran, is a monumental record of Darius's accession, conquests, and administrative policies. While primarily political, it also served a legal function by asserting the king's legitimacy, codifying punishments for rebellion and outlining responsibilities for officials and subjects. These inscriptions illustrate the Achaemenid principle that law and royal authority were intertwined and divinely sanctioned. Other inscriptions in clay tablets, particularly from Persepolis and Susa, reveal administrative laws concerning taxation, trade, and labor. For instance, they detail the collection of tribute, the organization of state resources, and the legal framework for managing labor on imperial projects, such as the construction of palaces and canals. Darius's codification extended beyond punitive measures, emphasizing regulation, administration, and economic order as central components of legal governance. Legal administration and the role of judges. The Persian legal system under Darius was supported by an institutional hierarchy of judges and officials. Satraps had judicial authority within their provinces but were accountable to the central government. Local councils and elders also participated in dispute resolution, particularly in cases involving family law, inheritance, and communal matters. This multi-layered system ensured that justice was accessible while remaining aligned with imperial law. Judges were expected to act impartially, with royal decrees prescribing punishments for corruption or abuse of authority. In some cases, judges were required to follow specific procedures outlined by the king, reflecting a concern for consistency and fairness. The combination of local autonomy and central oversight created a legal environment where citizens and officials alike could expect predictable outcomes, fostering loyalty and social stability. Impact and legacy. Darius's codification of laws had profound long-term effects on the Achaemenid Empire. By standardizing legal principles while respecting local customs, he created a durable administrative framework capable of governing an immense and culturally diverse empire. This legal sophistication contributed to economic growth, social cohesion, and the empire's capacity to respond to internal challenges, including revolts and succession crises. The Achaemenid legal system also influenced subsequent empires in the region. For example, elements of Persian administrative law and legal principles were later integrated into Hellenistic, Parthian, and Sasanian governance. The emphasis on centralized oversight combined with respect for local law provided a model for balancing imperial authority with regional diversity, a challenge faced by many later empires. Darius I's legal reforms and codification efforts were central to the stability and success of the Achaemenid Empire. By issuing royal edicts, codifying principles of justice, and establishing an administrative bureaucracy, he created a system that maintained order across vast territories and diverse populations. Persian law under Darius was not merely punitive. It reflected a sophisticated approach to governance, combining respect for local customs with centralized oversight. This legal vision ensured the enduring legacy of the Achaemenid Empire and set a precedent for subsequent imperial administrations in the ancient Near East. Through Darius I, the Persian Empire demonstrated that law could be a unifying force, a tool of administration, and a reflection of divine authority. The codification of laws under his reign exemplifies the Achaemenid commitment to justice, order, and pragmatic governance, principles that resonate throughout the history of empire building. References: 1. Brosius M. 2000, Women in Ancient Persia, 559-331 BC, Oxford University Press. 2. Kurt A. 2007, The Persian Empire, a Corpus of Sources from the Achaemenid Period, Routledge. 3. Wiesehofer J. 1996, Ancient Persia, IB Tauris. 4. Kent R. G. 1953, Old Persian, Grammar Texts Lexicon, American Oriental Society. 5. Schmidt R. 2000, Darius I Encyclopedia Iranica. 6. Waters M. 2014, Darius the Great and the Achaemenid Administration, Journal of Ancient Near Eastern History, 1-2, 89-112.